but I did hit record now.
You did.
What's up, YouTube?
You know, a week ago, Brent, we were talking about how you weren't feeling great, right?
Yeah, I've still got a little of it. Did you catch it?
No, so COVID free.
Okay.
But you know, there are other viruses out there. And so I got that one, and yeah, it's fun. So we talked before we hit this. I think Brent and I both might be making liberal use of our mute buttons today.
You might see a lot of this.
Right. Yep. So we apologize ahead of time, just so you know.
Yeah. Jeff, are you feeling okay though?
I am feeling okay now. I had a rough couple of days after our last record. Like literally, I was laid in bed being like, I should not have joked about catching that thing. So I went and I did the whole, you know, let's check for the COVID thing, and still have dodged that.
But, okay.
But yeah, not fun. Still not fun.
Yeah.
But excited to be here for this.
There you go. Here's the thing. I have felt great. Like even when we recorded last week, like I felt okay. But even still, like I can tell my voice isn't as strong as it normally is. You know, there's still just a little gargle back there sometimes. So
yeah,
you know.
Well, hey YouTube, this is probably not what you tuned in to want to listen
not
to.
At all.
But we're just letting you know this is where we're at, right? We're superhuman. We are superhuman and still get sick.
You know, Jeff, there's a rule in podcasting. Like if you look back in the early, like the late aughts, the early teens. Like a standard practice of podcasting was the host spend the first 4 or 5 minutes talking about their lives and what's going on so people could feel related to you as a person and all that kind of stuff. And eventually as a podcasting community, we were like, stop.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares about your kid's basketball game or baseball game. Just get to the content, right?
Yep.
That's literally, you and I have just rewound the clock like 10 years.
We did. We totally did. But I also think it's important for people to know, because you're going to be seeing, like, it's not going to be pretty to watch some of our stuff today.
I'm sorry. I apologize on the front end. What are we doing here today, Jeff?
We're talking, well, right now, at this moment, we're getting ready to record our thoughts on the Babylon 5 episode, Voices of Authority.
You mean Voices of Authority? Huh?
That's pretty good.
The voices, Mr. Jeff Akin, huh?
But this right here, we're getting to see us uncut, unedited. This is the podcast about the podcast. You're going to get to see our rabbit trails, the crazy stuff we do, the stuff that I go back and kind of clean up afterwards. You get to see it all here, unfiltered, unedited. This is Brent and Jeff. Extreme. As long as we're rolling the clock back, we got to call everything extreme.
Yeah, see? Looking good there, Sonny. See?
Brent doing his best ministry of peace.
I'm trying. Listen, you may see like full, you know, shoulders up nudity in this episode. Full warning. You know,
tag this
I'll let
one.
You use
explicit.
your imagination for everything down below, as they did in the episode.
Although, little trivia point, you don't have to use your imagination. I'll bring it up in the episode, but there's documented evidence of that out there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was in she was a centerfold.
Oh, you're talking about her, not me. I thought you were talking about me.
Hey everybody, go to this website. See Brent Allen, full Monty.
Jeff, this has gone way off the rails. We're 3 minutes and 45 seconds in. Please hit the start button. Welcome, you guys get all the behind the scenes. Let's go, Jeff.
Let's do it. Sorry.
First time.
You're new here, Horace.
Someday, somewhere, I'll make a difference.
It's a mockery.
I mean, we're not some deep space franchise. This station is about something.
We lost Brent. There you are. Can't hear you.
Hear me now?
There you are. There you are.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry.
We're going to pick that up.
Yeah.
He got so freaked out he had to go to Google himself. Is there anything out there? All right, take 2.
First time.
You're new here, Horace.
Someday, somewhere, I'll make a difference.
It's a mockery.
I mean, we're not some deep space franchise. This station is about something.
The year is 2023. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the first time.
Jeff, I'm so sorry. I'm going to do this to you. you need to update that intro. You're about to go where everyone has gone
with the
before.
line from
You've
today.
got to put that in.
Yeah, it only makes sense. It's so good.
Jeff, unless you need to for the recording, you don't have to.
I sure don't need to. I'm gonna give myself a couple seconds. Then we're gonna come in. Welcome to Babylon 5 for the first time, not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Akin, and I am watching Babylon 5 for the first time.
And I'm Brent Allen, see, and I'm also watching Babylon 5 for the very first time, see. Jeff and I are two veteran Star Trek podcasters, and we're watching Babylon 5 for the first time. We're searching for Star Trek-like we're searching for Star Trek-like messages in this series and trying to decide just how much we like this series. What is going on today, Jeff?
Well, neither myself nor Brent Musante are going to make this about Star Trek today. And to prove that, we play the rule of 3 in every episode of Babylon 5 for the first time. We each get up to 3 references apiece to Star Trek. And
that's it. 3. 1, 2, 3. No substitutions, exchanges, a refund.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, Jeff.
We owe a longtime listener something here that we committed to do quite some time ago.
Oh, yeah?
Original Healer on Twitter and elsewhere.
Yeah.
We offered some time ago so they work on a cruise ship, which is super cool. And
this is it's a cruise ship. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so they listened to our podcast with their dad. And so I wanted to, we said we'd do this. I want to make sure we follow through, give a quick shout out to Balul Kolante, AKA MacGyver Sin Navaja. MacGyver Sin Navaja. Shout out to you.
What's up, MacGyver?
It's pretty cool. I love that we're bringing families together.
I love it. Jeff, talking about bringing families together.
Yeah.
We got to, I don't know. Do you have this in your notes?
I don't have it queued up for this one. I actually have it queued up for our next one.
Jeff, we have been sitting on this for like 5 months.
I know. It takes a while to queue these things up.
It really does. We have a backlog, but Jeff, we have to, I mean, it's been a minute.
It has been.
And I just, you know what, we were texting back and forth, and for whatever reason we started talking about it this week, and was like, we never brought that up into the show. Like we're still working through the backlog and stuff. But you just said we're bringing families together. Can we please talk about how the show's bringing families together? We
can, but I'm going to have to pull it up.
Okay.
YouTube, this is what you get. You get the real time stuff. When you listen to this on the audio version, it's going to be like we planned this.
I'm sorry. This actually should have been like a hey. But I just, like, we were talking about it, and then you just made me remember it. And guys, you're gonna love this. This is so good. This is just wait. Like, all this extra time you're spending right now is about to be so worth it. As I vamp while Jeff.
Well, I'm trying to think, like, in the movie season, I haven't really paid attention, but this isn't really romantic comedy or season at all. No. But this would fit right in.
Yeah.
Except the comedy part. This is just really good.
Well, I mean, this one came back to us like during Christmas, I think.
Was it? Okay.
I think it was around Christmas. So this is like Love Actually.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna take me. Sorry, YouTube.
Should not have just dropped this on you.
I know. We're in. This is gonna happen at this point.
Okay.
I wonder if that would be easier to do it that way.
I don't know. So anyway, let's hear this time here. What's going on right now? My kids have just finished up baseball and soccer, and this, all that stuff people don't care about your kids,
right? You're gonna do that part of it. Oh, I got it.
There you go. There you go.
Oh wow, yeah, this is back from a while. Okay,
yeah. Can we play? Is it okay, Jeff? I'm legitimately asking you as a host. Is it okay if we do this one?
Yeah. We're so far into it now.
We'll jump it. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
And speaking of bringing families together, we have a message. Someone emailed us through our website, Babylon5first.com. That is what? The number 5 and the word first.com, right? You go there. We have a contact form. You can send us an email. This one, get your tissues ready.
This was so cool.
Yeah, this one goes back a ways to around Christmas time. And so this is from, I'm not going to give any names. They're very careful to not give names, so I won't either. But they say, it's ironic that I write this after finishing Soulmates. In September, I told a friend, D, about your podcast. He'd never seen the show and decided to watch along with us. And it could not have come at a better time for him. His marriage has been on the rocks for a while, and it's no secret that his wife, Jay, has been planning to file for divorce in the new year. Your podcast has provided him with a needed escape in a very tough time. However, this is not the end of the tale. As he listened to your podcast while exercising, something curious happened. Jay was nearby and could overhear our conversation around the episode Survivors, and it piqued her interest. She asked what he was listening to, and he explained, and according to him, it was the first civil conversation they'd had in over a month.
That's
the end result of that conversation? Well, they started the series over again, Dee did, from the beginning, with both of them watching the episode and listening along to our commentary. They told me that they started on opposite sides of the room, but now they snuggle up on the couch for what has become appointment viewing. They've stopped talking to divorce lawyers and started talking to a marriage counselor. I won't say that you saved their marriage. That's on them. But you provided that common ground they needed to rediscover why they loved each other in the first place. They have hope again, and I lay that squarely at your feet. There are many people who love them. Most will never hear your podcast, but you've changed their lives for the better too. This letter is written on behalf of both of them. As Jay said, you should know what kind of impact you've had. But if she tried to write this herself, she'd burst into tears 2 paragraphs in. Thank you for what you do. It matters more than you realize.
D and J, I hope you guys are still listening. I really, really hope you guys are still listening. Like, we got this a while ago. Jeff and I have just sort of been sitting on it, and that is amazing. Like, Jeff, I remember getting this, and because it was right after Soulmates, I think it was. You said, and I was absolutely floored because it was right around Christmas time, I think. And I couldn't believe that, you and I are just 2 knuckleheads.
Right.
Like we're just, we needed an excuse to watch a show, and we try to put out some content. But I mean, we hear these stories about people talking about the shows themselves. I think of friends who were on the verge of suicide that a Star Trek episode saved, or, I've never heard about Babylon 5, but maybe it has. But the idea that we can contribute and be a part of that is just phenomenal. And D&J, I think about you guys a lot, and I really, really hope you guys are doing well. I know it is tough to bounce back from what you guys were going through, and I just wish you, and regardless of where you guys are, I wish you all the best to that.
Agreed. It's very humbling to have read that. And I think to me, and what I would hope that our community kind of hears, is that you never know, right? You never know in anything you do, who's listening to what you're saying, who's watching what you're doing, and the impacts that can have on people that you'll never interact with in any way, right? So it's to go back to what we say a lot, right? Just be good humans. Be good humans, because it can make a big difference.
There you go. So, Jeff, speaking of being good humans, I want to give a quick shout out to some people as well.
Oh, cool.
We're giving shout outs,
right?
We're bringing families together. One of the cool things that we get, and I don't think it's any surprise to people out there who listen, is we get feedback. We get documentation on who's listening to our show out there. And by that, I just mean demographics, right? Like, we can go in and we know that there's a certain percentage of our demographics that are male and a certain percentage that are female, and the males way outnumber the females, which is not unconscionable. We know the general age ranges of people who are listening to the show. We know general locations. We don't know you specifically. But something that those demographics don't know and don't see, and you only pick up on it, Jeff, if you're in the community that has kind of developed around this show, the people, the people who comment on our YouTube page, the people who send in emails, the people who talk to us on Twitter, the people comment on our Instagram page, our patrons, the people who talk to us on patrons, those folks, a huge portion of those folks are also a part of the trans community. And I feel like those numbers might not be accurately reflected at all in the demographic numbers. So I just wanted to take a moment and say to those of you, just a big shout out to everyone. You guys are all awesome, but particularly to those of you in the trans community. We see you. Jeff and I see you. We know that you're out there. You are welcome and you're awesome. And thanks for being a part of this show and being a part of this community. Because, we love everybody.
We do. I like to think of us as being like for real active allies out there for everyone in our great community. But thank you for that, Brent. I think it's a really great thing because the horrible thing about our world, well, one of the horrible things about our world is that everything gets boiled down to some sort of a demographic in there. And we go into YouTube and we look at those, and it is very binary in what the choices are. And that doesn't reflect reality in any way. So, and I think we've mentioned that in the past. We've talked about the demographics we see and we're like, wow, look at this, but that's not fair. And I think that we may have unintentionally excluded people when we've said that in the past. That was never our intention, but thank you. Thank you for that. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I have several friends that I've only ever known after they transition. And so literally whether they're male or female, I have a few on each side. That's literally the only way I've ever known them. And for so many of in our community, that's literally the only way that we ever know them. And the things that represent the demographics are only what you identify as when you create an account.
Right.
So
what box did you check?
Right. So anyway, just kind of throwing that out there just to say, hey, because I know that especially in a world where people can be really divided, views may not always be the same, and that's okay. That's to be celebrated. But to say we love everybody, and that's a part of that's what the idea of Babylon 5 is, right? To bring people together.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Right.
Different people of different backgrounds and different genres and different identities and different whatever. And Jeff, you and I we're two middle-aged white dudes, cis het, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Just talking about a 30-year-old show. And, we've made a lot of crazy new friends out here. It was just awesome.
It's super cool.
It's just awesome. So maybe Jeff, this podcast is the last best hope for peace for the world.
Wow. Wouldn't that be something?
There you go.
Well, Brent,
that'd be really sad, Jeff.
I know. But hey, given the state of the world today, why not?
It might be. Right?
Why not?
Right.
Well, Brent, along with the game, the rule of 3 that we play, there's another game that we like to play at the end of the show where we try to guess what next week's episode will be all about based on the title alone.
Right.
And this is the spot we revisit that. It's time to pay the piper. So Brent, what did you say Voices of Authority was going to be about?
I said, and I made this note, that Sheridan was going to have multiple people in authority over him telling him what to do, but it would all be conflicting. That's not what happened.
No.
Not really.
I was even further off. I thought this was going to be a Centauri thing, and where the Centauri back on Centauri Prime, we're going to kind of put Londo in his place. Okay. You are just the ambassador of Babylon 5. That's it. Kind of put him in his place. Not at all what happened here in this one.
So Jeff, I'm making a declaration right now.
Okay.
It has been far too long for my taste since I have nailed a prediction
Are you calling it already?
I'm calling my shot right now that at the end of this episode, I will 100%, okay, maybe 95% nail next week's prediction. Like by law of averages, I have to.
You are playing games with your P rating right now. And that's huge. All right, we'll see. We'll find out.
All right. Well, Jeff, we're not talking about next week's episode yet. We are still talking about this week's episode, Voices of Authority. And for those out there who may have not seen this episode in a while, or maybe they're listening to us without actually having watched the episode first, or maybe they're just a little fuzzy on this episode, why don't you remind us what Voices of Authority is all about?
Well, Sheridan's War Council meetings are in full swing. They're even calling ad hoc ones from time to time. When you need one, you just put out a call for a code 7R. You know, even if a person that is trained to know all the codes might be right next to one of the War Council members. Well, one gets called, Zach overhears the code over his complaining about the billowy nature of the security uniforms, which, thank you. This absolutely needed to be said. Those things look pretty terrible. Well, Delenn tells the council it's time to start drumming up some allies. And with the help of Drawl on Epsilon 3, they're going to reach out to the other first ones that didn't stick around like the Vorlons did. But, like all great plans, this one gets shaken up when Julie Musante, a political officer sent by the KGB, or the Ministry of Peace, shows up. She's here to help Sheridan make decisions, more in line with the political tide on Earth. She's gonna go over her role with him at dinner tonight, while he's supposed to be meeting with Drawl. She shares that she's not only here from the Ministry of Peace, but also as part of Night Watch, and all with the authority of the Senate Oversight Committee. Looks like she's here for the long haul. At dinner, it just gets worse. Apparently, there are no longer any homeless people on Earth, just a few displaced people. And there's no real crime, just mentally unstable people, which they are now weeding out at earlier and earlier ages. She keeps busy while she's on the station, pressuring Zach to give her info and freaking out the security and Night Watch teams on the station. Babylon 5 security is now also attached to the political arm of the government. She shares that the rules of due process and evidence will be relaxed and that a number of highly positioned government people are about to meet their untimely demises. She also makes a very aggressive attempt to get Sheridan to fall in line with her thinking, but somehow he's able to resist. Well, Garibaldi sees an interaction between Musante and Zach, and he's got questions for Zach. Questions that he is not really ready to answer. It sounds like Zach knows that stuff's going on, and he's just really trying to look out for number one. Like Koniges would do. They calmly agree at the end of their little conversation to agree to disagree, and they go their separate ways. But hey, let's not forget about Drawl. Ivanova meets him in Sheridan's stead. She gets to jack into the Matrix. Yeah, they almost exactly said that, to search for the first ones. Drawl explains that there is a force that can be felt throughout the universe. It guides us and binds us. And as long as Ivanova sticks to the correct path, she won't be in danger of falling to the dark side. She finds first ones on Sigma 957, but she starts to fall. She sees what look kind of like the shadows, and they sense her. She says they even know her name. Yikes. She uses her injected tardigrade DNA and rejoins the mycelial network. Just in time to get... actually what she does is she taps into some old transmission. It's a recording of Vice President Clark, talking to someone about killing President Santiago. It's the evidence that they've been looking for. It proves that Santiago's death was murder and that Clark was behind it. But not just Clark. also Morden. Because Sheridan is trying to block a rear naked chokehold from Musante, Ivanova is going to head to Sigma 957 on the White Star and make contact with the first ones there, along with Marcus, who will be translating for the Minbari crew. The first ones come out in a party ship, disco ball, all kinds of lights and lasers, basically to tell them to take a hike. Ivanova refuses to take no for an answer and shows that even the first ones have egos and toxic levels of pride. In the end, they agree to help in the upcoming war. She shares the video of Clark implicating himself with Sheridan, who sends it to General Haig, who gets it out on the TV, and it is pandemonium. Musante gets recalled back to Earth, and a full investigation is about to get launched. On her way out, Zach asks Musante if she's ever heard of a Code 7R. Uh-oh. But that honestly might not be the scariest question that gets asked in this one. Earlier, G'Kar corners Delenn and asks her what she knows about Rangers. G'Kar's getting wise to this. He knows a lot is going on and that he's getting left behind. To show that he's serious, he visits Garibaldi in the middle of the night. He rings the doorbell. Ding dong. Hello, my name is Elder G'Kar, and I would like to share with you the most amazing book. It's a book about Narn Homeworld a long, long time ago. He tells Garibaldi to learn to read Narn and dive into the Book of G'Quan. So Brent, what were your initial reactions to Voices of Authority?
Oh boy, this episode, Jeff. I'm not sure that this one almost needed to come with a be careful if your kids are around warning. To be honest, just
right,
depending on how old your kids are, I just recently had to have a talk with my boy, who is now he'll be 11 this week.
Oh wow,
yeah, and he was watching with me, and it got to that one scene. And he's like, Dad. I was like, oh boy, whoa.
Speaking of bringing families together, right? Like, yikes.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it. Jeff, I 100% thought when code R7 came out that I thought it was a booty call. I was like, dude, she's laying it and then I was like, is he like the rebound for Talia for Ivanova? Like I did not think, oh, it's the War Council. Like that was the furthest thing from my mind when this episode opened up. But Jeff, I liked this episode. I thought you talk about an episode that feels like it's moving everything forward.
Big time.
Like this 100% felt like that sort of an episode. I've made a decision, Jeff.
Okay.
Here's my decision. I really like this version of Drawl a lot.
Yes.
I don't know if you do or not, but I really like this version of Drawl.
Like literally his tease into the end of the cold open. I'm just like, how exciting.
Oh, how exciting. And here's the thing, like you and I are used to seeing Shakespearean stage actors on TV. And it doesn't always translate very well.
No.
At all. This guy, but it's because they're not doing the Shakespearean thing. Like they're just trying to be normal on some level. This dude is in full like Othello mode when he's on screen, and it's glorious. And it fits the character so well. He's completely different from the original Drawl that we met when Brother Theo was playing him. But yeah, I mean, Jeff, there's so much to dive into. Overall, I really, really, really liked this episode. I thought it was so good. How about you, Jeff?
My first thought when I watched this one was in the fall of night, there was that dude from Ministry of Peace, Wells, that you were like, I hope this guy sticks around, right? Like I like him as a foil. I was like, oh, we're going to get a blonder version of him sticking around. Like, and we still might, like, depending on how the investigation goes, she might be back. So like, careful what you wish for. We get Liana Kemmer 2.0 in this one.
Yes.
But no, I love this. I love this episode. You know, I've talked a lot about the Earth stuff really leaning into the 1984 narrative. And I mean, holy crud.
That's what's going on here. Yeah.
Full tilt. And Ivanova, like this is peak Ivanova in this episode. And not just like Ivanova being awesome, but Ivanova like in command, making galaxy implicating decisions and rocking it. She was so good in this episode. This is a great episode for her.
So 2 notes I had real quick. Ivanova is still great. And this girl, my name for her is going to be Chickie.
Okay. Okay.
Which, because I've seen this episode a couple of times. Once I watched it mentioned with my kid. Second time I watched it with my wife, and she kept referring to her as Chickie. And that's just the name that every time I could never remember her name. And so I just started writing Chickie. So anyway, but my other note is I really hope Chickie sticks around. It's exactly what you were saying. Mm-hmm. Like this kind of a foil on the show, dramatically speaking, is exactly what this show needs. Like it brings the right level of drama and controversy and challenge to the show. And I was very sad, Jeff, very, very sad at the end to see her leave. I hope she comes back. I'll be honest, I don't think she will. Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to see her again. I think this is a one and done character, but
I could see a version, like she's version 2 of Wells, you know, who's doing stuff. I could see a version 3 showing up. I think especially because of the way Zach left her, you know, with the whole, like, have you heard about this thing?
Yeah.
They're really backing Zach into a corner that I don't think Zach wants to be in.
No, they're doing something with Zach. Like, you remember Lou?
Oh yeah. Lou.
Like,
he was
we
great.
liked Lou. Lou was cool. And then he just disappeared. You know, they're doing something with him. And he's in the opening credits now. Koniges is, right?
He is totally.
Zach's there. So they're doing something with his character. And I don't want to get into this right now or not. Jeff, I offhandedly said something a few weeks ago that's kind of been stirring in my mind. And I feel like this episode is confirmation that that's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. say it right now. So a couple weeks ago, I think I just sort of offhandedly said that, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I was like, what if Babylon 5 were to like just kind of flip Earth Dome the middle finger and like kind of go do their own thing?
I think that was one of your predictions for the season overall.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. Then that actually makes me feel a little better because I thought it was just sort of like an offhanded, like, yeah, what if this happens? This episode to me, I absolutely feels like that's where we're going. It just has that feel to it. And the idea that Koniges is going to have to make that choice, you know, because like Sheridan's going to be the guy that instigates the whole deal. Like he's going to already be on board. Ivanova's going to already be on board. Garibaldi's probably already going to be on board. Like this is going to be the guy who's should we maybe not? Like he's going to have to make a decision on which way he goes, you know, and they've set him up to do that. So I don't see how, given Chickie's comments about they're going to take some of the political people out of the station and all that, like you can't remove Sheridan and Ivanova from command of Babylon 5 because it would break the show.
Yeah, like there's some math that happens here.
Right. So I mean, I guess they could, but I just don't see that happening. So I just feel like that's the way it's got to go.
Well, I think they're setting Zach up to, I've talked before about Londo being kind of backed into a corner where he's going to feel justified doing all his evil stuff because they didn't let him play everybody else's games. Like they took me out of your games. But they're doing that with Zach also. And I think this episode did a really good job of showing where Zach lives. You know what I mean? Like there's all this stuff going on with the Centauri and on Earth and the shadows and whatever. And Zach's big concern is, dude, I can't get chicks when I look like this. You have me wearing a circus tent and I just want to hook up. Like that's where Zach is living. And I think in the scene,
Zach is your normal, ordinary, everyday dude.
Yeah, that's it. Just doing his job. And he even says when he's talking to Garibaldi, he's just like, dude, there's stuff going on. And I'm just trying to get by. Like, I'm just trying to get by. And Garibaldi bites his head off. There were a couple high points, or at least one high point for Garibaldi in this episode. But on average, dude, he did Zach dirty through this whole thing.
So I want to ask you about that. I specifically had that question. So you've brought it up. Let's go to it. At the very end of the episode, Kaniki has a point. Zach has a point. He's like, you don't trust me. He's like, Garibaldi's like, dude, you've been working for me for so long and this and that. And he's like, yeah, but why don't you trust me? And he said, you've got this R7. Nobody knows what the hell that is. If you trusted me, you would tell me. And you know what? He's right.
He's 100% right.
And the fact that Garibaldi won't tell him means that he doesn't actually trust Zach. Right. And then you're right. He kind of, it really does turn it on him. Right. So I was curious, because you know what I thought was going to happen in that moment was I thought Garibaldi was going to bring him in and say, okay, Zach,
let's do it.
Let's do it. You want to get in? Cool. I'll initiate you. But I get Garibaldi's other side. You can't just bring people in. Like you've got to, because you expose the whole group when you do that, right? But I don't know that I liked how Garibaldi. What did you think, oh leadership guru?
Well, I think it started at the beginning of the episode when Zach was just trying to be bros with Garibaldi. Dude, these uniforms, whatever, and Garibaldi's totally blowing him off. Him off. When I watched it the first time, I just thought that's, it's Garibaldi. Like, come on, dude, whatever. We got bigger stuff going on. But on my second watch, I was like, already he's building a wall between him and Zach that comes to a head. This is because here's the thing. When you are in a position of authority, when you have a voice of authority, he said the thing. But when you have one, you're going to know things you can't share with other people. That's part of the job, right? Is discerning that stuff. Right. And the other part of that job is knowing how to deal with it. Garibaldi, dude, if you trust me, you tell me what a 7R is. You would tell me. You sit down, you say, Zach, I would love to tell you what it is. But there's stuff that happens on this station that's bigger than me. It's even bigger than EarthGov or EarthDome or whatever, because we're an interspecies station. I can't share with you. Just know that when you hear me mention a code 7R, that's a big deal thing I got to go take care of. And if it ever is going to impact you or involve you, please believe that I will let you know. Like, It's not a binary tell them or don't tell them. You just straight up tell them, hey, it's something I can't share. I just can't. And Zach is a company man. Like, he's going to understand. He's, oh, okay, cool. Well, hey, boss, if you ever need anything, I'm down to help out. That would have been the way to do it. I think, though, Garibaldi tried to bring up why he didn't. Dude, I trusted this guy and he shot me in the back and I'm still dealing with that. Cool. That's real. That's a real thing. Right. But have that conversation. Don't shove Zach into that guy's box. Like, Zach is the last guy who's going to... All Zach wants is a tailor. That's it. That's all he's looking for. A tailor and a taste. Just a taste of trust is all he's looking for. Garibaldi really blew it, I think and I think it's going to come back between that and then Julie not having heard of the 7R. Like now Zach's like, well, now I've got a mystery to go solve and I'm going to. He and G'Kar both are going to find mysteries to solve now.
So G'Kar, let's talk about G'Kar for a moment. Man's still trying to figure out his spot on the station, isn't he?
Big time.
Like, he's trying to carve out his role. Like, he's here in what is it? Asylum?
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Yeah. He's here in Sanctuary. He doesn't have a job. I mean, At some point, tell me if I'm wrong, Jeff, this man's going to wind up sewing clothes for a living, isn't he?
He's going to have to. He's going to have to be a tailor or something like that. That's good. That's good.
Just had to throw one out there.
He'll be a tailor that never worked for the Narn government, doesn't know anything about them. It's got some opinions, but nothing important.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment though is he wakes Garibaldi up in the middle of the night. Garibaldi apparently has never walked through his quarters before in the dark. Ever. Right? The door opens. Jakar is just like, hey, here's this ancient book that is done meticulously by hand, no printer whatsoever. I'm going to toss it to you. Hope you catch it. And says, read it. He's like, but I don't read this language. Well, learn. I'm like, now I don't know about you, Jeff. You know what I'm doing if I'm Garibaldi?
Google Translate.
No, that's going to sit on that chair right there. And my dirty clothes are going to be thrown on top of it. And I'll see it when I go do laundry. And then I'm going to move it somewhere else when I'm trying to clean up the house a little bit. I'm never cracking that book. Like, there's no way that works.
Right.
At all.
He's like, here's your book of Jaquan and a copy of Rosetta Stone. Good luck.
Right. Right.
You know what I thought was going to happen? Like he's in
Narn.
He's in
Ancient
bed.
Narn at that.
Right. Yeah. It's not even.
Sorry, can you imagine throwing somebody a text of Chaucer written in the original hand? You remember when like S's looked like F's?
Uh-huh.
And like that kind of weird stuff that you only see on like old government buildings now, you know, like, here, go learn. Well, I don't speak English. Learn.
Figure it out.
From 1,000 years ago.
Should be fine. You've got the Babnet or whatever. Just look it up. You know what I thought was going to happen? Because he's getting in bed. Because it came right after the scene where Kaneki was asking Musante about the 7R. Right. He's getting in bed. I thought he was going to open the door and it was going to be like dudes in black hoods.
Yeah,
like,
I did too.
Yeah.
I thought he was about to get jacked. I really did. Yeah.
So I was very pleased to see Jakar when he came through.
What's going on with Jakar? What do we think's going to, like, seriously?
Well, I think he's going to worm his way onto the War Council. Like that'll be the place that he has. Because the other thing I was thinking too is, so a number of times throughout the series, we've talked about the economics of the station that, you know, even Sheridan and Ivanova are having to throw money through budget appropriations for their rooms. When does Jakar run out of cash? When does he lose his apartment? Yeah. When can he not eat? Which is why like your Garrick idea totally holds water, because at some point he's going to have to eat. And does he do that though?
Well, does he get it? Does he get it via like government assistance because he's there under sanctuary?
Oh, maybe.
But surely they would make him move out of the ambassadorial wing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what he'd be off in the alien sector, you know, or whatever. But
Brown sector.
Maybe he finds his way. He starts learning about these Rangers. He talks to Delenn and he's like, this is what I know, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, Sheridan, get in here. And they're just like, why are you not on the, we should have had you on the War Council.
Why? He should be on the War Council, right?
He's got nothing else to do.
Of all people you can trust, the Jakar is the guy.
Well, and he's literally like, what he's doing in his time is working on the Narn resistance, which is honestly part of the bigger campaign of, because to fight the shadows, you got to fight the Centauri. And they've done that math, you know? So yeah, bring Jakar in. I think that's a good spot for him.
Right. So War Council, Marcus was back.
Yeah.
How do we like Marcus? We've I mean, I think we've declared Marcus is better than Keffer.
Yes.
He's way better than Keffer, but we're like 5 episodes in. How do we like Marcus?
I dig him. I liked him on the ship. The only thing I didn't like, and I don't know what to attribute it to, but when he showed up and he's like, hey, I'm here to translate for you. I was like, of course you are. Like, that makes sense. Totally checks out.
Yeah.
And then there's the cool stuff with him and Ivanova. But then when she's talking to the stone-faced first one guy, the party first one.
The Tiki God.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And she's like, well, that shows they know our language, but they won't speak it. And he's like, oh, didn't know they were French. On one hand, I was like, so that's still a thing? Like in the 23rd century, the French are still like that. But secondly, I was like, really? Like we're going to get that dig in here now? That I like Marcus.
I did. Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I know I mentioned a booty call between Ivanova and Garibaldi earlier.
100%.
But there's
100%.
something between Marcus and Ivanova, right?
Yep, 100%. He is chipping away at that armor. He is hard at work. That Ranger has a mission.
That's not related to his other mission.
Exactly. I mean, that Minbari warpike might come into play at some point, but not in a fighting way. Like that's
right.
Yeah, he's got his eyes on the prize.
Right. So yeah, I like Marcus. I need somebody who speaks Minbari. I've lived there for the last year, but if you want somebody else, go for it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Ivanova though. Let's talk and her whole deal with, she can apparently just plug into the machine. Like anybody can just plug into the machine. Not a big deal. Like I can come out for 10 minutes and let you jump in and see what you can see. And then we'll switch back. Like, what is the deal here?
I feel like there are a couple things. Like one, I think there's the like Drawl's job, and then the old dude, Mr. House's job before was like, I don't want to say powering the computer, but like being a processor, or whatever. You're part of the hub.
I keep saying battery, and battery is probably the wrong term. I get it.
Yeah, but I think it's still along those lines. Sure. I mean, it's doing something like that. But then there's also just it taps you into this greater thing, of the universe that you get to go and maybe there's other Epsilon 3s out there, other great machines, and that's the network, or whatever. Right. But seriously, like, did you get the same impression I did on this whole thing? That, like, this is just the Force. Like,
yes.
He's describing the Force.
That's literally what I wrote. I was like, they have the Force in Babylon 5. Yeah. Like, there's a light side and a dark side, and it binds the entire universe together. Like, the Force
this is lifted right from A New Hope. This is Kenobi's description exactly.
Right? I mean, Drawl says so. Yeah.
I loved Ivanova. I wrote down her quote when she first popped in, and Drawl's like, I don't like surprises. And she was like, to me, everything's a surprise. You're a surprise. This place is a surprise. You see this? Paper cut. Hurts like hell. Anybody else would be upset, but to me, it's one more wonderful surprise. I even surprise myself sometimes. So I guess there's nothing wrong with me surprising you, right? He's like, I like you.
Right. I like Drawl. I really like Drawl. Here's the thing. I know I've already said this, so I want to go back. I truly didn't know what I thought of him at first, but he's become funny, which has made him endearing. And basically, he's turned into the Dr. Phlox of this show.
He really is. Totally. Because everything he says is great and hilarious, but also right.
Exactly. Like, it's almost like what Neelix should have been. And I don't know if it's a twofer or not, but
I won't charge you for Neelix.
No one should. I love it. Anyway. Okay. So, but her whole mission, they're recruiting the first ones. That's a wild concept.
It is.
The first ones are still out there. They've either gone to sleep underground or they're just floating around in ships unaware of what's going on. I thought they all went like across the sea somewhere.
Some did. Some did the whole elf thing, and then others went to sleep. It's like this big combination. And some ascended or what, like some left, some moved on, and some just went to sleep.
Uh-huh. So she goes out. We see the giant floating tiki head of Oz that's out there, right? And he says, she's like, hey, can you help us? And he goes, Zog.
Right? Zog what? Zog no? Zog yes?
What is
Zog
that?
what?
And then she's like, all of a sudden they hear the word Vorlons and they freak out. Now, the episode might have told us what that was about, but I was sitting there in the moment going, why did they freak out at the name Vorlon? Aren't they all supposed to be buds or something?
Well, I think they said in that War Council meeting, Delenn was like, they all got sick of the politics and the fighting and the whatever. And I think for me, like a big aha was that when I thought of the first ones, at least, I thought of them being much more evolved, in a lot of ways and beyond our petty But no, they totally have our same petty interspecies feuds or whatever. Like they're older, but really they're no different than us.
So she then turns around and she says, "Oh, the Vorlons. Yeah, I'm going to use that." And she just goes in full Ivanova mode, which is fantastic.
So good.
Well,
so
good. We thought we were going to ask you, but we got the Vorlons. We're good. Don't worry about it. They've got our backs. We're tight. We can do whatever. Y'all have a good day.
We'll let you know when it's cool to come out again. You know, it's like, we got you.
The Vorlons. No, what do they tell her? Like, you come get us. We'll be right here.
Yeah, you come here. You call us out. We'll be here. And when they said that, I am 100% sure. I didn't look it up. Maybe I should have. But the same dude who voices Kosh did the voice of Tiki Head guy. 100%.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It sounded, totally sounded like Kosh.
Okay. All right. I missed that. Absolutely missed that. And so they say, yeah, we'll be right here. So now they got her on. So, okay. So what do you think, Jeff? How is this going to play out? Are they really going to recruit whatever these leftover first ones? Is this going to be a real thing in the war that happens? What do you think?
I think this is the White Star's new mission. As Drawl, who's mining the Epsilon 3 stuff, like the history and the knowledge base, as he mines further and he learns more about first ones, White Star is going to go out and basically do a first contact and try and enlist them. I think that's going to be a story now throughout this season.
That's going to be the thread that recurs.
I think so.
That would make sense.
That's going to be a lot of the Marcus stuff is going to be my guess. Because, I mean, this can't be like, hey, every episode Sheridan or Ivanova is going out to do a thing. I could see this becoming a real Marcus thing.
Right.
I did catch that. I did look this up because it seemed very on point. But Sigma 957 was the same planet that Catherine Sakai went to way back in the first season to get the Quantium 40. And then she ran in to, I'm going to guess these same first ones, but that's when Jakar did his whole speech about there are species so much greater than we are. And so it's just a cool callback to that.
Because wasn't that Jakar went to go rescue her?
Yes.
From that. And wasn't that the thing that first tipped off Jakar that the shadows were coming back?
There was something the first.
But that's where the first ones are supposed to be. I thought that would have been, I mean, why would that be a thing? Because that should have then been shadows. The shadows were there, not the first ones.
Well, I think that he just knew there were parts of space that they generally didn't go to because there were these beings that didn't, because like they didn't care about Sakai or whatever. They're just brushing away a gnat, zogging away a gnat.
So when you saw the ship of the first one, it didn't look like the shadow ships, but it looked like it was of that same design,
like with kind of like little arms off of it.
Yeah, like it had a lot of shadow look to it. Although, I mean, they looked about as similar as I don't know, a Federation vessel and a Klingon vessel.
You just hit your 3, I think, or is that
That's
just
fine.
2?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't think I have any more after this, at least not in purpose. Although I didn't have any written down for I had the flaws written down. But still with the Klingon ships and the Enterprise ships, there's still like there's warp nacelles and there's a bridge and there's this had these two things could have been from the same universe kind of feel. Am I wrong? Did you catch that as well?
I did. It was just it really hit me like a big transport ship with those little leg things that came out. And then I was just mostly drawn to literally the disco ball in the middle of it that had lasers, like laser lights shooting off of it.
Right.
They seem like a fun group.
Party animals. But then the other thing was Ivanova. She gets plugged in and all of a sudden she starts having this big vision that she can't extricate herself from. And I don't know why she started having this vision. Like what happened?
So I think my guess, total guess, the film, like the video showed she was on this path, like in this bubble, or whatever. And then she saw the planet and she veered off the path to get a closer look at the planet. And that's when she was narrating, Sigma 957. And then we saw the eyes. Like it was the eyes that looked like the shadow creature from Zahadum.
Right.
And then she's like, they see me. They're sensing me.
Uh-huh.
And what I thought, the big line, they know my name. And that really stood out to me. Because we're coming right off passing through Gethsemane. So religious conversation is something we're still very used to. But like in many religions, that the name of God, that's the whole reason Brother Theo and his people are here, to learn the name of God.
Right.
But the other side of God knowing your name, that's a big deal, and that's like in Christianity, that's one of the points of baptism is like, hey, now your name is known and blah, blah, and recorded and all this stuff. The shadows now know Ivanova's name. It's a big deal.
Right. And she got her video evidence of Clark being involved in the death of President Santiago.
Yeah.
And we heard that was absolutely Morden's voice that was talking to him, right? 100%.
No question.
Yeah.
Sheridan had to, like, I was waiting for the verbal confirmation, but, Sheridan went off the deep end on Morden. He's deeply entrenched with that. I wish they would have said something.
Right. So this evidence, along with Chicky Girl, this is the stuff that's going to move them away from Earth Dome as a station.
Yes.
Right. Like,
agreed.
They'll break ambassadorial status. Probably. Oh, what if that happens? Earth and Centauri break ambassadorial status, or diplomatic status with the station.
Ooh.
What happens when Earth withdraws its support from the station? I mean, if they're gonna separate, right?
Yeah, because the only other money is Minbari, and I don't know if that was a one-time thing or not, because it sounds like Earth is sustaining this ongoing.
Right. Yeah, and so that's the only place I got where this could go, because they pumped this up, but now everybody's like there's big Senate investigative hearings about what Clark did. He's going, oh no, it wasn't me. He's turning it around on everybody else, right? Which, what does that sound like? Just throwing it out there, I'm fine. This is an attempt to bring me down.
Right. Well, I think too, like there's no way this investigation goes through and they're like, yep, Clark was totally complicit and he's under arrest and there's no way this is going to get pointed back at someone, probably General Haig
or Sheridan himself.
I don't know if it'll get that far. Like I could see this is their way of writing Haig away so they don't have to bring the actor back or whatever. Gotcha. Just like, sure. General Haig was doing a thing and so it's him. He's the bad guy
out.
now.
Yeah.
Which could lead to more political officers and things being entrenched throughout military organizations everywhere. Because look, this general was left to his own and he made up this whole thing.
So I guess what that really then takes us to, though, Jeff, is the visitor from Earth Dome.
Well, before we get there,
okay,
on the video, like the video felt very Deus Ex Machina to me. In that, so here she is out in the universe, feeling stuff and seeing things or whatever. And then out of nowhere, picks up this transmission that they're able to download onto a data crystal that has all of the signatures on it. I don't know. It just felt very like, maybe I just don't understand the great machine on Epsilon 3 enough. But the whole thing to me just felt like, really? Like, one, they transmit, like that's a video they made and transmitted. Is Clark an idiot?
Right.
And two, she's able to just pick that up through her latent telepathy and her connection with the machine.
Well, he did say, like, no normal human should have been able to do that. And we know now that Ivanova is a latent telepath.
Mm-hmm.
So how does being a telepath change what you're able to do with the machine?
But Draw's got to have some. I mean, my guess, being a Minbari, he may not be a telepath full on, but he's more telepathic than your standard human. Did he have access to this and has just been sitting on it? What else does he have access to? I mean, if President Clark is filming himself confessing to the murder of Santiago, what else are they filming?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know that that's a film. I feel like that was like a phone call. Like a video chat that somebody.
Oh, so like Morden wasn't in the room with him.
No, I don't think so. Like, I think this was, they were having a phone conversation.
Okay.
And she picked up the residual photons in the universe that were out there and pieced them together and got this video, like whatever technobabble you want to put to it to make that happen. That's what it felt like to me. I could be wrong.
I think that makes more sense. But yeah, let's talk about Musante.
Yeah, Chicky.
Chicky girl.
So she jumps on and she's the new political officer. Now, it really felt to me like they're adding her to the cast of this show.
It did.
Until the very end, which made me very sad. But I mean, Brother Theo, the Ministry of Peace reporter, Marcus, now this girl, like, this feels like they're adding a bunch of people to the cast, right?
Like, at least in to the recurring crew that comes in.
Right,
mm-hmm.
Right. But oh my gosh, this girl. Okay, first of all, we just got to talk about it. The cadence thing that she does with her voice. Yeah, see, we'll get you out here and we'll find Captain Sheridan. And I was just like, what? It didn't match her face to me at all. Like,
no, it didn't. It's just it's the whole anybody from Earth Force is just such an archetype, and just so over. They're cartoon characters, and she was a cartoon character that didn't match the drawing.
Exactly.
She should have been sultry, right? And just play. I mean, she did obviously play those wiles, but it should have been a lot more obvious.
Right.
With
but
everybody else.
Like she's got that, but she's also got this ruthlessness. Like when she's standing in front of that crowd, like, hey, listen, we're gonna vet out everybody who says anything that is against Earth Dome. And she said this phrase, the ideologically pure. She said that 2 or 3 times. We got to make sure everything stays ideologically pure. I mean, like, this girl is that perfect evil that I've really been looking for the show for at least since the season wrap up, right?
I loved too how she knew what she was playing with. She knows her tools. There's the scene when she's in Sheridan's office with Zach waiting for Sheridan to come in. Yeah. And she's bent over looking at all of his awards and stuff he has set up. Zach is straight staring at her butt. Right. And then, hey, yeah, what's going on? She knows exactly what she's doing, and stringing him and everyone else along. But I thought it was really fascinating, not fascinating, but on brand and a great declaration of who Sheridan is when she's like, hey, there's stuff here, but like, I don't feel like I'm walking into the heart of the Earth government. And he's like, yeah, because you're walking into my office.
Right. And as it is my office, and she's like, well, we'll fix that.
Right. Yeah, he didn't take her BS. Like, he was great.
Right. She says real quick, let's go talk this out over dinner. Let's have some dinner. And my whole note is she's moving in on Delenn's dude, man.
Yeah.
Because we know Sheridan and Delenn have got the thing. And then later, when we got the full back nudity, she's moving in on his girl. I didn't understand that, though.
Really?
I didn't understand that. She's coming in with some obvious presuppositions about Sheridan that, frankly, I don't think she's wrong about. I mean, Sheridan's not loyal to EarthGov.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's loyal to Earth, but not to Clark or to EarthGov or to this Ministry of Peace thing. Like, that's not how he rolls. And she's coming in, and we hear from her when she's talking to the Ministry of Peace folks. She's like, we're going to remove people here. I can only imagine that meant Sheridan. So I don't know, why is she trying to sleep with him and seduce him at one point in the show as well? Like, what is the point of that? I don't get it.
Well, I think it's easier to get someone to go away willingly than it is to force them away, especially when they know the crew is loyal to him. If you come in swinging a hammer and taking him out, people are going to rise up and it's going to be hard. But if he is a willing, like he's part of the game, even subconscious, like, hey, I'm hitting this on a regular basis. Like, this is great. Yeah, you need me to do that? Cool. But my confusion was, has she done any research on who he is as a person? Like, did she really think this would work with him?
Right.
I get trying, going for it. And she was, laying it on a little bit at dinner and stuff. And he was not picking up at all. Like, it's a huge leap to go from him basically arguing points with her to, hi, I'm naked.
Yeah.
And like, really, with what guy does that work? Hi, here I am naked. Just do whatever. Are you sure? Because I feel like this is a setup. This doesn't come so easy.
I feel like there's a lot of guys that would be like, okay,
maybe I have more faith. Which maybe I shouldn't. Now that I think about it, you're right. I think most guys would be like, oh, you're mostly dressed. Well, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
So while she's doing that, and we're getting the whole thing. Okay, I'm sorry. The whole line of, well, apparently it's colder in here than I thought. She's talking about her nipples, Jeff.
Yep.
It was a nipple joke.
Look at this.
It's like, I'll see if I can't fix that.
He pops into then Ivanova pops up, right? Which is great.
Okay, this is the part I have to get to. Ivanova jumps in.
Yeah.
And she's like, and he does the thing where like he kisses her so that she doesn't see Ivanova, and Ivanova's like,
it's like, oh, okay.
She warps over to his bedroom or whatever.
I love how she never judged. She's just like, hey, sorry for interrupting. Like, whoops.
So she tells him all the stuff, and then she says the line, Jeff, we've already said this before, right? Am I using an old reference now? Or it's not really a reference because it was in the show.
It's in the show.
She says, it looks like you're about to go where everyone has gone before. Okay. I texted you a bunch of weeks ago.
Yep.
And I said, Jeff, I've got a new thought on this whole Babylon 5 DS9 Star Trek thing. And it came up right here. Can I please talk about this?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Because get ready for the comments, Jeff. Because every time we bring this up, the comments roll.
Floodgates open.
All right. So here we go. And this actually makes all the sense in the world to me. Let's make sure we have this in context. We're talking mid-90s. Okay?
Yep.
Mid-90s. Let's acknowledge some stuff. Babylon 5 has a character named Lita. DS9 has a character named Lita that is effectively a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Dabo girl, right? Which the other side of that conversation is what she does later, right?
Yeah.
Like they never could say it, but that's really, she uses her feminine wiles. Okay. There's the Bureau 13, which we were told in comments, people love to spoil this for us. They're never going to come back to that phrase again because they found out something about or whatever, but several seasons later, actually Deep Space Nine comes out with Section 31. Okay. Is that a thing? There's the Ducat thing back and forth. There's whatever. All right. Babylon 5. In the beginning of our show, we have the line that's like, what do you think? This is some deep space franchise? Shot across the bow.
Right.
Then you get this one. Apparently you're about to go where everyone has gone before. Shot across the bow. You know what this is now reminiscent to me? I don't think this is one ripping off the other. Because here's what we know, right? The folks at Star Trek. Now, Jeff, you and I love Star Trek.
We do.
Right? Like, let's just throw that out there. Let's own our bias, right? But the folks at Star Trek are really cocky.
True.
Right? The folks, and like, low, if anyone's going to have what do you mean there's another sci-fi show trying to be on TV right now as we are? Oh, you're doing a space station show? Well, we're going to do a space station show, only we're going to do it better.
It's what they're thinking. Yep.
Right. Oh, you're going to have a guy Ducat. We're going to take your hero's name Ducat. We're going to take and name our villain Ducat. Oh, you've got a character named Lita. We're going to make a Lita character and she's going to be a prostitute. Only she turned out to be an awesome character on
Super
Space
cool.
Nine.
Yeah.
Like one of the best characters, like, and still super active. They're firing shots back and forth. You know what this reminds me of? Jeff, you remember this is mid-90s. This is Tupac and Biggie.
Right?
I don't think this is one ripping off the other one. This is them like making this is what do you call it? Like they're making shots at each other back and forth. That's what this is.
Ultimately building, well, in Babylon 5's case, hoping to build itself up. Or Star Trek, Star Trek's like, we'll show you, and Babylon 5's like, cool, we'll ride this train. Let's do it.
That's what it is. This is a East Coast, West Coast, your sci-fi, my sci-fi. We're going to just make fun of each other the whole way through. And like, there are definitely some similarities, Jeff.
Yeah. No question.
Right? Are there similarities enough to show that one has completely ripped off the other?
Not yet. I'd say not yet.
Is one derivative of the other? Maybe. Does that mean you fully, because I still say, from what I can tell, Deep Space Nine is a different animal than what Babylon 5 is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna live there, but I will fully recognize that there are things that appear in both sides. But what I suspect more than anything else is this isn't a ripping one off of the other as much as it is a battle between the two. Like, it's pot shots at each other.
Back and
forth. That's what I think it is. From now on, that's at least my headcanon as far as where all this goes.
It makes sense. I mean, we haven't seen anything yet that's blatant. People say that we will. Like, that's still a thing that people are saying. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Yeah. Please don't tell us what those things are. When they show up, you can be like, hey, there it is. Shine the light on it. But yeah, at this point, like, because I think on Babylon 5's side, like you said, these are obvious shots across the bow. Just like, we see you.
Yep.
We see you.
We know what
but
you're
this one,
do.
And this one was just like, one, it was awesome because like clearly Musante has done this many times before.
Right.
Very comfortable. Here's what I do next. But I think also like like we've said before, Ivanova's JMS's mouthpiece is kind of how we see that. And to him, he's just like, everybody's done Star Trek. Like, everybody's done it. It's there's nothing new there. You've mined that all the way through. You're done. So you know what? Go where everybody's gone before. Yeah, we're the ones doing something unique here.
Right. And listen, Star Trek's the sexing up of sci-fi did not begin with 7 of 9 in Voyager.
No.
The sexing up of sci-fi with Star Trek began with Kirk and Spock and all those folks back there. It is replete through the essence of what Star Trek is. So the fact that
it goes back to Buck Rogers, right? Aaron Gray, who played Wilma, who is amazing. They had to sew her outfits onto her. Like, she could not get dressed. They would sew them onto her. They were so tight. Yeah. The sexualization of sci-fi goes far before
way beyond
anything.
Sure it is. And I mean, do you give it a pass for the 60s, considering that it was the hippie era and the free love and all that kind of stuff? Or no, it just is what it is. This is the next side. Anyway, that was the big thought that occurred to me while I was going through this. It's Tupac and Biggie, man. That's what this is. This is East Coast, West Coast. It makes sense for the time frame that we're in, and it makes it honestly a lot more fun. When you consider that they're just making fun. Like, every reference is a dig at the other show, not as much as a ripoff, as much as it is we're going to do it better, or we're going to whatever, and just try to put you out. Right.
It does make it more fun. I did think though, when they were talking Hollow, Ivanova and Sheridan, because like in his bedroom, he just had like those sliding doors, those like glass or wooden doors. Those must have had incredible soundproofing.
Yeah, because at what point did she not come in and go, hey, who are you talking to?
Exactly. Is that a woman that I'm hearing? Or
am
I doing this? Are we doing this version of what I do? Or is it just you and me? Like, what am I getting myself into here?
Right. Okay, let's get off that. Let's get back to the thing. She is out to dinner with Sheridan and kind of describing Earth.
Yeah.
That sounds disgusting. Right? Like, it sounds good. Sounds disgusting. Like, everything on Earth is rosy. Everything's Jeff, what does that sound like? Everything's great. We don't have any homelessness. Earth has promised jobs to everyone. So if you don't have a job, then you must not want one. You must not.
You're the problem.
You're the problem.
You must be you must be mentally unstable.
And crime is only from those people. Yeah. Sure, we have a little bit of crime, but it's only from those people. Let's put them all in a little district where they can live or something. Like
Well, she even said we're weeding them out at younger ages. Like that means like this is the thing that horrifies. So my wife works in technology and has done a lot of work in information security. And between social media and the apps that schools use to track, kids' attendance and performance and whatever, by the time a kid is 12 years old, through the aggregate of data you can pull on them, you can predict with almost perfect certainty if they'll graduate from college or not, if they'll go to prison or not, how much money they'll be making at 30 years old. That's today. Like right now, you could pull, people aren't that I know of using data for that, but they could. That's what Julie said they're doing here basically, is they're pulling that data. And this is straight out of 1984 again. But it's like, hey, this kid is probably going to go to prison and is not going to make a lot of money when they're 30. Let's just, I don't know, kill them.
Do something with them.
Right
Send them to Mars.
Yeah. Let's go. Let them fight the Marzies. The Marzies.
Oh yeah. Oh, what? We're going to take somebody that disagrees with us and we're going to make fun of them and give them a name.
Yeah. Sounds
we're gonna. Yeah. Oh, you Marzies. Oh, what's up, Marzies? We're going to give you a name that we're going to use to deride you a little bit. God, Jeff, this sounds so familiar, man.
I know.
It's
almost like they're saying something about us today almost. And even as far as like just the straight up gaslighting, where Sheridan's coming in with how dangerous the Centauri are and we have to do something. And she's like, well, Earth would never ally itself with warmongering peoples. And he's like, well, we signed an agreement with the Centauri. And she's like, exactly. So they aren't warmongering. Yeah. Like you're the one that's wrong.
Right. And then she goes into the meeting and she says, we're going to police your thoughts. We're going to police your words. We're going to police your actions. And you report to us anybody out there that's a civilian as well. And we're going to, oh, by the way, we're going to suspend your liberties for a little bit.
Just a minute. Just a
little bit. We're going to suspend your liberties so that we can take care of this issue that we have. Literally is the most un-American thing you could be.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
And I just bring that up because frankly, and it's, I don't know that JMS is of this bent and opinion, but the historical thing is America is the savior of the world. And, these American ideals, and this is American TV.
Mm-hmm, true.
Okay. Let's just call it is American TV. So it has an American bias. Shout out to all of our international folks out there.
Lots of you. Awesome. It's great to see you and hear you. Yep.
You're awesome. But this is American TV that was written in America, especially back in the 90s. There was definitely that bias and still exists today. But these things, which are, I'm not even going to say American, let's just say contrary to freedom, right? Which is an idea that everybody can, I think, hopefully everybody out there can ascribe to, right? Like your freedom of thought, freedom of opinion, freedom on ability to express your opinion, right? Wow. And you talk about 1984.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to go read this book again. Maybe we should do like a special show. We'll do like a Patreon show or something.
That's a great idea. There's a movie. Yeah. It's not a great movie, but there's a movie of it if we wanted to do that too.
That'd probably be better than committing myself to reading a book.
Yeah. Faster.
Yeah. Just for speed's sake.
Exactly. That's all. Just efficiency.
Right. And ideologically pure, and they're about to oust it, in my opinion, at least Sheridan and Garibaldi.
Clearly. And I think a lot of unnamed people on Earth, just going to be like, oh, we got it, boom, 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 just to like show the what, because this is
well, frankly, you mentioned Haig.
Yep, I think this is a very Soviet thing to do. A lot of what Musante is bringing is straight out of the early days of the Cold War and the Soviet kind of rise to power.
Yeah. Bad stuff's happening, Jeff.
It is.
And it's really where we're left. Like, that's really where we're left. Like, at the end, she gets recalled to Earth to deal with some political unrest surrounding the revelation about President Clark. I'm very sad she's gone. I don't think she's coming back, but I hope she does. And you know who I hope she brings with her? Evil Talia.
Yes.
Bring Evil Talia and this girl back together. And that is, that's going to be great TV.
She's the Psychor rep for Ministry of Peace. Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, we'll see. You're about to make predictions that are going to be perfect.
Wait a minute, though. But Talia.
Well, we'll see what your predictions come up, because apparently you're going to nail it, right?
I'm going to nail it. Jeff, did you notice the name of the ship that was taking her back to Earth?
The Loki, was that what it was?
The Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wow. That's it does make me want to go back through places where we get passenger ship names. And I want to compare what the name of the ship is to what the name of to what the character and what was going on with the character, because this one seems very intentional.
I remember Grail, I think it was, when Jinxo took off. And people, like, they had a name. I don't remember what it was, but it had a name. And in the comments, people were like, "Oh, did you hear the name of the ship? Did you hear the name of the?" So there are definitely some to go back to. I think that'd be fun.
All right, Jeff. Well, unless you got anything else, I think we're at that spot where it's time to boil everything down and see if the show has any of that Star Trek-y quality to it. Is there a deep moral message? Is there a mirror to society that it's holding up to show us how we are 30 years later still? Or does it give us hope that we can be better in the future? Jeff, you are going to rate the scale you're going to rate this episode on a scale of 0 to 5 deltas as far as how Star Trek it goes. But we're not just leaving it because we don't compare the show to Star Trek. We just use that filter. We are going to say how many Star Furies this episode has based on how Babylon 5 it is. Jeff, you go first. How many deltas you give this episode?
So there were two big things that stood out in this one to me. And one of them was like just Ivanova in general, her like never take no for an answer when there's a bigger cause.
Yep.
Hey, if it kills us to ask for help, then I'm going to do it because we're going to die anyway. Sort of a piece. I just thought that entire scene of her not giving up was great. That's the message in so much sci-fi, that it takes a person to stand up and have the courage to stand up to impossible odds. That's great. But the real thing in this was the mirror to society, right? And I think one of the things we know about Babylon 5 compared to Star Trek and other forms of sci-fi, but Star Trek specifically, is Babylon 5 will say, here's the issue, figure it out. Good luck. No commentary on it. No nothing, anything like that whatsoever. And that's for sure what it did in this case. It held up a mirror and basically said, all right, there you go. Deal with it. Musante talked about rewriting the dictionary. Literally, changing the meaning of words. And this, Brent, is a thing that happens now. We've talked about on this podcast before how words like patriot, words like national pride and things now just feel gross. When I drive down the street, I'm born and raised in the United States. I served America in the military. I'm an American. That's what I am. And I have pride in
You work in the government?
I do. I work for the government, an arm, not the arm, the political arm, but I work for America in an arm. When I look at that American flag, right, I should feel a sense of pride in what we stand for and what we go for, but it has been redefined. Right now, when I drive down the road and I see a Ford F-150 or other brand of pickup truck with a big old flag sticking in the back, it's not a feeling of pride that gives me anymore. And that's exactly what this was about, changing those terms and words, redefining the problem. And it was hard because I think too, as a manager, as someone in a government position who has to deal with real problems all the time, sometimes we do have to redefine the problem operationally to make it less emotional for us so we can just kind of do our job, right? Like when we were working through the throes of the COVID pandemic back, 3.5 years ago or whatever, Like we had to change the language that we were using because it was emotional and it was hard for people to do the work they had to do. This to me shows us in 1995 or 6 when this came out, shows us a mirror of the world today in 2023. And it's sick and it's sad. And it's a thing Babylon 5 has done a lot. And based on that, I'm giving this 4 deltas.
Yeah, good rating. Good rating. I can't argue with you there at all, because that's one of the things, honestly, that Star Trek does so well also is it's a living show. Like you look at the stuff that was made in the 60s and the 80s and the 90s, and you're like, this still applies to today, and that sucks.
Yeah, it's totally relevant.
It's not the good part that we're talking about. So how much did we enjoy this episode? How Babylon 5 is this episode? Jeff, I've got a prediction.
Okay.
I think that we're going to look back on this episode, and this is going to be one of the lesser episodes of the season.
Okay.
I think this is going to be an episode that the fandom kind of generally looks at on season 3 as it was a good episode, but it's one of the lesser episodes of season 3. That's my guess.
All right.
That's my guess. I don't know. I haven't seen beyond this episode. I don't know. And I haven't talked to people out there. Please don't tell us down in the comments. Don't spoil it for us. Okay. But that's my guess. And that being said, I really did enjoy this episode though. Right? Like the whole stuff with Ivanova and the first ones, although that TE head was goofy as hell, man.
That was not
like
good.
That was a bad effect, right? I'm sure it's great for the 90s, but
maybe
not good. The guest star we had this week was awful and good all at the same time. You know,
well, to put her in context, right?
Yeah.
This was 96, I think, when this episode came out.
Yeah.
16 years prior to that, in April of 1980, she was a Playboy centerfold.
That's crazy to me.
16 years.
16 years. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
She still looked good though, man.
Yeah.
And I mean,
not gonna lie.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Just call it what it is. I don't mean to sound misogynistic. Is that the word?
I think that is.
I don't mean to sound like that, but that, yeah, she's still, and she was obviously still playing off her assets.
Yes. I think she still is to this day. Like, I think that's still
really?
kind of her brand. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
go with what you got.
There you go. But I did enjoy this episode. I felt like this episode set some stuff up. Is this going to be like a killer episode in the season? I don't think it will be, even though I did like it. So I'm going to give this one 3 Star Furies.
I like that.
3 Star Furies.
Well, I think now you get an opportunity to kind of see where you think it's going to land in relation to the other episodes in the series, because just like last season, we are creating the absolute 100% completely accurate and definitive ranking of the 3rd season of Babylon 5. Currently in the top spot, we have Matters of Honor. That's not right.
Oh,
I need to look it up.
One. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I got it for you.
Okay.
Number 1 is Passing Through Gethsemane.
That's right.
Number 2 is Matters of Honor. Number 3 is Day in the Strife. And number 4 is Convictions.
So Brent, where do you put Voices of Authority?
Okay. Remind me what Convictions was.
Convictions was the one with the bomber.
Oh yeah.
And then it also had the Londo and Jakar in an elevator.
Right, which was great. The rest of the episode was like, eh. And then Day in the Strife, that was a couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one where it should have been like a day in the life of Marcus, but it wasn't. What happened in that one?
That was where I forget his name, but the Centaur, no, the Narn, who is a collaborator with the Centauri, came after Citizen Jakar.
Yep, he sure did. And then we had Matters of Honor, which was the season opener, and then Passing Through Gethsemane, which was our one from last week. I'm going to put this one. Ooh. It's either above or below A Day in the Strife.
Okay.
It's going to go in that 3 or that 4 spot. I think it's better than Convictions, but is it above or below Day in the Strife? I get to make the call.
You do. And I don't get to argue with it. It is 100% your call to make.
Jeff, I'm going to let you make an argument one way or the other. I'm going to keep my own counsel, but do you have an argument?
So I think that A Day in a Strife did a lot to really position Jakar as a real authority figure to the Narns that are fighting back against the Centauri. Yeah. And it did a lot to really further move Londo into pure, irredeemable evil.
Right.
This episode really did a lot to move Earth further towards irredeemable evil as Earth.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing it did was it introduced us to the larger world of the first ones.
Yeah.
Like they're engaging, they're talking, and we're forming an army.
And I think I just enjoyed this episode better. So I'm going to put this one above Day in the Strife, but I don't think it's as good as Matters of Honor and Passing Through Gethsemane. So this is going to be our new number 3, Jeff. New number 3. We've rounded out our top 5.
We have,
because we've done 5 episodes.
It's kind of how the cookie crumbles.
Usually, yes.
But that's it for Voices of Authority. Now that we've rounded out our top 5, next week we like to play a game week to week where I share the title of the episode and then we guess what the episode is going to be about based on the title alone. And next week we are watching.
I've made a prediction.
Yeah, you've made a bold prediction.
I don't actually know what the next episode title is. So this is the first time I'm hearing it, folks. Lay it on me, Jeff. Lay it on me.
Here we go.
What do we got?
Brent Babe Ruth Allen about to make a swing. So next week, Brent, we are watching Dust to Dust for the first time. We haven't seen these before, haven't read anything about them, seen pictures or anything. Brent, based on the title alone, what do you think? What do you know Dust to Dust is going to be about?
All right, Dust to Dust. When you think of Dust to Dust, you think of the phrase ashes to ashes, dust to dust. There's a funeral. Is there a death? No, you know what dust is? I know. I got this one, Jeff.
Okay.
You know what dust is? Dust is the drug. It's the drug that we have on Babylon 5, right?
From like way back. Like,
yeah. So I don't know that this episode has a lot to do with the overall story of Babylon 5 and what we're trying to push. But here's the thing. I think this is a story about drugs moving through the station, maybe even killing someone or a bunch of people.
Huh.
So there's your death element, right? There's the death, but it's the drug, and the drug is killing people moving through the station. I do think it's a one-off episode though.
Okay.
Maybe there's like a B plot or something. There's a C plot that kind of connects overall, but mostly it's a one-off episode. I think this will wind up in the bottom half of season 2.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna love this episode. It might be a fun episode. I can't be fun, but it's a
lot
episode.
Of predictions here. Very specific ones.
Too. This is. Jeff. It's got to be. I need a win on this one.
Well, really in sci-fi, drugs are either dust or spice, right? Those are the two. And I think it was it the Gathering when they talked about, that's like the last time they talked about dust.
They've talked about dust.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've been talking about dust.
I just don't pay as much attention to drug stuff as you do, apparently.
Apparently. My nose has been a little itchy
right
tonight, Jeff. I just nothing to do with spring allergies at all. It's just
hitting that dust.
Right?
Or the spice or the whatever. I'm sticking to the ashes to ashes, dust to dust one. I think that they've been pretty on the like Passing Through Gethsemane was about as on the nose as you get, and I think that's going to carry through. But I think what this is going to be is going back. Someone's not going to die new. This is going to be exploring a death that happened already, and that's Ivanova's dad.
Oh.
Not like,
wow, talk about going specific, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going very specific on this one. So we saw that in Born to the Purple, I think, is when he died. We revisited it in TKO, and then I think it's going to come back. But the point's not going to be about her dad dying. It's going to be her childhood and the impact he had on her growing up as a latent telepath. Because when you think about her mom and then her both being telepaths, the impact that her dad had to have had on her. So this is going to be going back and reliving some of that for her.
Okay.
And we're going to find out here next week. We're
going to find out that I am right.
We're going to see.
That's what we're finding out.
I don't know, dude. I still feel like we've been like, I don't know. We'll see. thanks for joining us so very much. If you haven't already, please subscribe or follow us wherever you're listening or watching. And do please stop by Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating and a review. I'll read it right here on the podcast. So Brent, until next time.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
You know what they say, don't you?
I don't think that I do, Brent. What do they say?
Well, Jeff, we all do what we have to do.
Zog.
What does that mean?
This is my first time.
Zog, yes? Zog, no? What is it? Zog? Ivanova's so great.
Look at my boobs.
It's awfully cold in here.
It's awfully cold in here. Hey, Club 65. What's up, guys? Look at Jeff in the swanky new Club 65.
Look at you with your cup, your mug.
I know, right? Isn't this awesome right here? You know,
super cool. I
was trying to flash it as often as I could, much like Chicky was trying to flash everybody in this episode. Hey-o.
That was just like, I mean, of course, like, you know, it happens and you're like, yes, of course this is happening, but it's happening.
Right. Hey, listen, you guys we want a swanky t-shirt like that, or a swanky mug? You want a hat? You want any kind of official Club 65 member? Because if you're here right now in this part of the show, you are officially a member of Club 65. Drop a 65 down in the comments. Let us know that you're here. And way over there in the corner is a little link, bit.ly/B5 Club 65. You guys get your Club 65 merch. We don't make any money off of it. It's just for you, just to be a part of the thing. I'm sure we're going to add to this.
Yeah.
At some point. But this is our first go, Jeff.
We have one there just because it was important to get something for you. And it's all we wanted to do. And show you that we're also like, I think we're de facto or ex officio members of Club 65.
I don't know what that means, but awesome.
It means like just by virtue of our position, we're on the committee.
I like it.
Yeah. We kind of have to be here.
Sort of. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, Jeff, hey, you got anything for the folks out there at Club 65? I literally, if we could say, I blew my wad on this episode. I don't have anything left over. I'm good.
I'm going to go drink some hot tea with some honey, and I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, you're a little.
Yeah, this isn't great.
Okay. Feel better, my friend. And Club 65, we'll see you guys next time.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I am right. Promise you.
We'll see.